Hey everybody. Hey. Yes, first things first, we need to always make sure that we are signing and sharing the petition still. This helps to create awareness and to keep Shanquella's name alive. So make sure that everyone is signing this petition at change.org/Shanquella. That's change.org/Shanquella. And I am going to wait at least 5 minutes so I can make sure that as many people that are going to be here, so I don't have to restart and start over. Okay, so yeah, just right now, if you're here and you have not signed the petition, go to change.org/Shanquella, change.org/Shanquella, and let me actually check and see how many signatures we have at the moment. Okay, at the moment, for the Justice for Shanquella Robinson petition, let's see here. It says we are currently at 38,283 signatures. Again, that's 38,283 signatures. So I do appreciate everyone that has signed the petition. Yeah, we definitely have came a long way with the petition. And as I have stated, I will be sending out another email. I'm not going to give actual certain time, but I will be sending out an email, and it will be about new contacts. Pretty much, I'm going to add in people that have more power, more top officials that we can be contacting to apply pressure and to try to get the ball rolling even more so we can do our part in all of this, right? Yeah. So, yeah. I'm sure that most people on my channel, I'm currently at like 6K on this channel, right? So I'm sure most people have already signed a petition, but you never know. Okay, but I do know that there are 38,283 signatures. And also, since I have 2 petitions right now, I definitely like to tell people to sign my other one as well, because you never miss an opportunity to share a petition when you're working on more than one, because it creates awareness, right? And so please also sign my other petition at change.org/Jalen Lewis, and that's change.org/Jalen Lewis. So make sure you sign that petition as well. And also, when you're signing both petitions, make sure that you are on the correct petition. I don't want to go on like Shanquella's petition and see comments about Jalen, and Jalen's petition and see comments about Shanquella. So make sure when you're leaving a comment on the petition that you're on the correct petition. All right. Thank you all so much for signing and helping out with everything. Let me see how many signatures I have on Jalen Lewis. Now that one is something I had to get like off the ground because it really didn't have a lot of attention to it. It still needs work as well. Let's see here. That petition is currently at 1,837 signatures. So yeah, this is another one. Like I said, Justice for Jalen Lewis. This is out of Mississippi, 1,837 signatures. Which is still pretty good considering that it's not a trending story or case. I prefer to call it case. Okay. Okay, so we can now go ahead and get started since we are at 5 minutes in, and now this is usually about 5 minutes in. We're pretty gonna have the most we're gonna have for that live. I do want to apologize to everybody. I'm more tired and burnt out than I actually thought I was. I have 3 channels and I also have my real life. So I do apologize to everyone that I kept waiting. Yeah. I usually try to reschedule if I'm going to be late, but child, I woke up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a live schedule. And I'm like, what happened to my alarm? I was that tired that I didn't even set my alarm. Child, but I'm glad I did wake up because shoot, by the time I went to bed, I could have woke up in the morning. Like craziness, right? But yeah, I do apologize to everyone that kept waiting. So this will be a short live, and then we will have to come back tomorrow. And by then, I should be definitely recharged and refreshed and ready to go. And it will be a more appropriate hour. Right now, it's kind of late. Not a lot of people are going to be on here. Okay, so let's see who is here because I know some people probably left already. So I don't know if Linda's still here, but I'm still gonna speak to people that at least were here. Hey, fun to be blonde, Linda. Yes, keep on using this hashtag Justice for Shanquella on all platforms. Hey, gotta take 5. But yeah, we have to remember that self-care is important in all things. So I definitely am going to get some rest and then come back for a longer live tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, we have to keep that in mind. Okay, so hello to you, new to your channel. I appreciate all the work that you do. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my channel. Yeah, I have a lot of new people on this channel. And Genuine Woman, hi, 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 hey, hey, hey. So I did reach out to 2 medical examiners, right? But I have not got like a full response on whether they will be able to come or not. If not, then I will just, it's kind of like putting your neck on the line a little bit if you're reading over an autopsy on a case like this, giving your opinion, because people will take you at your word and your opinion, and this is a high profile case. So you're really going to really be sticking your neck out there to be commenting on it. So I can see why some people would be kind of like, I might not want to touch this because if something is wrong about what I say, it can hold a lot of weight, right? Oh, and furthermore, soon Shanquella's father will be on my channel again just to speak and give an update. I can't really say what the update is at this moment. We're just waiting for it to happen, I guess. And then once it happens, then he will come on my channel. So yeah, he will be back once something happens, but I can't tell you what the something is. I can just tell you he will be back. As far as the concierge, to be honest, I have found out who the concierge is. Now one I actually will go over, which on the document it actually says Gio, and that's obviously Giovanni, who I already mentioned already. Giovanni, the concierge. He's the only manager there, and I already spoke before about him being the guest service manager. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know why they put alias, because when they put alias on the document, it gave him away. Like, to me, a short name for somebody, real name, is not, it should be an alias. Because that pretty much just told who that witness was. Now, as far as the other one, his name was completely redacted. There was no alias. There was only his biography, like the college, location, and other information. And I told y'all that I had already downloaded from CaboVillas.com. I had already downloaded their concierge list. It told me all the concierge. It told me their background, location, college, other information. So once I actually pulled that back up, and then I went and looked at this document. Let me go show you. Let me go ahead and show you that document first. Hold on. I think it's on page 7. Let me go ahead and show you that first, okay? Wait, where is it? Where is it? Okay, right here it says the first one, it says Guadalajara, manager, age 39, education, university, and etc. Right? So for this one, then it says alias Geo. So I automatically knew who that one was. Even when it just said manager, I knew who it was. And let me actually pull that up. Hold on. Let me pull that one up so I can show you. Now, as far as the manager goes, I'll show you which one is Geo. Okay, so pretty much on the Cabo Villas website, they were deleting things, and so I started to download things before they started deleting everything. They had a page on CaboVillas.com. It said meet our team, and it had everybody, their location, their position, and things like that from the top down. What I did was I went through and I screenshotted as much as I could because they were already in the process of deleting things. So they will have like Julie here, and then they have the phone number, like where she's located, like her office branch and things like that, and a little bit about her. And then they also will have it for everybody else in the middle of here too. And from the top down. Okay. Pretty much it was to me to cover up like who all worked there, their position and contact information. Why else take down this page? Okay. And on here, they didn't have the maid, but they did definitely have the concierge. All the people that work as a concierge. So I'm not going to go through this whole thing because it gives, when it gets to the concierge, it gives their personal number. And I'm not going to post their personal number, but everybody knows that I've had their personal number for a while because that's how I've been talking to them, right? I talk to all the concierge through their personal number. Wait 1 second. Now I am going to show you Geo. Hold on. As far as let me stay in order. Let me stay in order. And I wish I came on earlier because I actually do want to talk about a lot of things and have a panel and everything else. So I'm definitely just probably going to get some rest tonight and then come back tomorrow. And then I definitely want to have a good discussion about everything that has transpired. Yeah. Okay, right here, this is Geo. And as you can see right here for Geo, it says Giovanni, and it says guest service manager. Guest services manager, Giovanni Barrios. And then it would say Giovanni was born in Morelia. Child, I can't see this in screen out, but anyway, he was born in Morelia. And it says growing up in a popular tourist city with vast cultural diversity and of such historic importance to the country of Mexico, Giovanni was drawn to the tourism sector. He studied travel and tourism at the University of Sciences and Mococa. In 2006, Giovanni came to Los Cabos on holiday, and then it goes into some more. And to be honest, I didn't scroll through their whole biography down because I was trying to hurry up and screenshot as much as I could because I didn't know when it would be taken down. And I pretty much just wanted their phone number, okay? But as you can see, Giovanni is the very first one. It says right here, Giovanni Barrios, guest service manager. He's the only one that's the manager. And obviously they gave him away because they said Geo on this right here. Alias Geo, come on now. Y'all knew better than put alias as Geo, and his name is Giovanni. And if you actually go to all the Cabo Villas reviews, it will say Geo for that villa. So when I called him, I told you, I might have to play back the calls, but when I called, I already knew that he was over that villa as the main person. I'm not stupid. So yeah, pretty much a lot of things have went to the timeline that I knew it would go to. Like one of the Cabo 5 contacted the concierge, and then the concierge referred them to the doctor. So I knew it was going down that timeline of events, right? But now I didn't know which Cabo 5 person would do it, but I knew that one of them had to text. And like I've already shown, whenever you text one of the concierge people, they actually respond within a matter of minutes because that's their job and they're on call 24/7. So that's the only way that they will be able to get information about the local area is to contact their concierge. That's why I knew they had to contact them first. Now let's go ahead and scroll through the document. I'm not going to get into a lot of things that everybody wants to discuss because, like I said, it's this hour, and I'm going to come back tomorrow. Right now, I'm just pretty much going to drop some information, and then I'm going to come back tomorrow for a discussion. Now, I do love having a discussion with y'all, but I definitely will have to come back tomorrow once I'm recharged. Now, once we scroll down, we can see another interview was conducted by Suni Popoko Milan, okay? And this is some new information. It says it's a name. It gives a different name. It says age 41, date of birth, and it says civil status married. And now it says place of birth for this concierge is Guadalajara, nationality Mexican. And then it says this person is just the license in tourism and customer service concierge, okay? And then it says this person has education, so it has a bachelor's degree and native of Jalisco. So basically, okay, this is what I did. I went back to my information, right? For the all the concierges they have on their website, cabobills.com, and I tried to find somebody that had the same place of birth, Guadalajara, because it gives that information, right? Just like with Geo. Someone that has obviously is a concierge and someone that has a bachelor's degree because they give that information as well for their education, just like it did for Geo. It says university. So I did find out which concierge it was. However, once I found out which one it was, I said, I'm not really going to blast that person because I don't want to witch hunt for a concierge that was just doing their job. As a concierge, it's not like they are the person that committed the crime or anything else. They pretty much gave their witness statement. And also in this document, the name is redacted and hidden to protect the people until, I guess, court comes or court happens. So at the time of court, we will all see who it is. But as of this time, I'm not going to blast the person because I don't want to witch hunt for someone that's just a witness and their name was redacted, intentionally redacted on the form. So yeah, so I'm glad that the concierge gave a statement, and it appears to me that they actually cared about what was happening and gave all the information they had at the time, right? So anyways, let's go ahead and get into so I did want to bring that back up because I did say I was going to look into it, but I'm not going to blast the name of the person that I matched this to because it has been redacted in the official court documents. Now, Geo, obviously, I already said that is the manager. So when they said they needed a translator or someone like that, everything about the manager, that is Geo. Now, that's his job. That's his job as customer service manager. And he's obviously the only manager. And I've already mentioned a million times that this is the manager of the concierge. It's like the head concierge that's in charge. So he's already in a position to handle any inquiries. And yeah, and every time you call him, he always says, contact cabobills.com, contact cabobills.com. Right? So that's why I said that who he is, because I already gave him up a long time ago by just telling everybody that Geo is the manager and that he's also the one over Cabobillos and that his name is Geo. So he has already been given up. Now, as far as the other person, I'm not going to give up because I don't want them blasted out and harassed because they were just doing their job. And also keep in mind that Geo actually has good reviews as well. He has good reviews for Cabobillos. But yeah, as far as the concierge, whenever you call the concierge, their job is to just take your call and based on what you say and what information you tell them, based on the information that you give them, they refer you to help. So if they call and say alcohol poisoning, then obviously that's what help they will get, like a doctor to come out for alcohol poisoning. So in that sense, the concierge was actually manipulated and tricked, because when they called, they didn't tell him exactly what was going on or what had transpired. They didn't say, like I said before a million times, they didn't say, oh, we were over here brutally attacking Shanquella. Nope. They only said that alcohol poisoning. But I'm not going to get into all that. But just an update that I did check into this, and Gio is obviously the manager that's listed. And then the other concierge is someone else that is concierge for callvillas.com. And yeah, I did let the person know that I know it's them. Ooh, because I said before, I contacted all the concierge and I was like, yeah, I will find out which one it is. Let's go ahead and get into the video. So basically, for Nazeer, where is it? It's only like a 9-second clip. And remember when Nazeer said that he, when he arrived, he took a like a short video, I guess, of him when he arrived to Cabo Villas, and then there's another one. Now I don't have the other one, but I do have the one when he arrived to Cabo Villas. It's like 9 seconds, so it's really not much to see here, but it does have like the time and date of the video, and it also has the you can actually see the time on the infotainment center and the car. Hold on a second. Hey Anna Tresp, hey Belinda. So Rivka says she wanted to come on my panel. Yeah, I'm gonna have a panel. I'm gonna have a panel tomorrow. I promise. I'm gonna have a panel tomorrow. I'm gonna get some rest. I'm gonna refresh. I'm gonna recharge. I'm definitely gonna have a panel tomorrow. And who knows, I might actually have some new information as well. Okay. Hey, everyone. Hey, Belinda. Hey. Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button. Okay, hit the like button to get this video into the algorithm. Hit that like button. Hey, Marie. Hey. Nola. Okay, so you had a dream. The dream I had 6 days ago about Shanquella, it was an argument first about the rooms are getting money out here that she was supposed to help 2 of them. Shanquella changed her mind. Yeah, we don't know what happened. We definitely know something happened up there, right? And yeah, we're gonna really discuss all of that stuff. To me, I prefer to have a panel earlier in the day and not something like this at this time of night. But we definitely will. I will have that tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so let me see. Anyone to say hi to? Hey, Darlene, Louisiana lady. Hey. Yes, we are definitely going to get justice for Shanquella. Keep using this hashtag on all platforms. Hello, Jessica. Hey. Okay, so if I didn't speak to you, I apologize. I'm scrolling through to make sure I say hey, everybody. Hey, Shell. Hey, girl. Hey. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna have panel tonight. I'm gonna have panel tomorrow. Okay. But yeah, I am gonna post a link to the document again, because I want everybody to make sure they read the document so we can definitely have a good discussion on it when we're ready. Okay. Thanks again, Dani, for posting a link to the letter sent to the POTUS regarding the Shanquella Robinson case. Read over it twice to better comprehend the info presented via lawyers Crump and Robinson. You're welcome. I always like to share the information, definitely. I'm going to post a link because I definitely want, it's kind of like when a teacher assigns homework. When a teacher assigns homework, everybody will review the documents and go over all the information. That way everybody will know what's going on and what was in the documents, and then we can all have a discussion on it, right? Yeah, so I definitely did share the documents that were actually shared with me, sharing. So I'm sure by now everybody has it. I am going to post it again before the end of this live, just for anyone else. Okay, so let's get into, like I said, with Nazeer. And then we definitely will. I will also have phone lines because some people like to call in. So people will be able to call in, and then there will be phone lines. Okay. Okay, so Nazeer arrived on Saturday, and I already have a video before. I might actually need to give a refresher. For those here, I'm sure most people here have already been following me. There's a first video I made with Nazeer showing that he arrived on Saturday, October 29th, and my estimated time of his arrival was like 1:40 p.m. based on my estimate. Now it has been confirmed that he pulled up to the villa in the car based on the video timestamp in the video itself, like the time on the driver's infotainment center. It was actually 2:17 p.m. Wait 1 second. Okay, so in the video it says Nazeer Wiggins arrival time in Cabo. He sent me boarding passes. I confirmed it with American Airlines. Ciao. Y'all, listen. As soon as I put he sent me boarding passes, people were like correcting it, like it's sent. I'm like, y'all, come on now. It's just like when somebody says I synced it. It's like it's done intentionally. People are like trying to correct my grammar, child. I still kept it in there because I'm like, I know it's sent. He sent me his boarding passes, but I said sent and synced because I like to twist my words sometimes. Hunty. It's like I don't say honey, I say hunty. Okay. So yeah, I know yes, hunty. Yeah, I know it says that. But yeah, let's get to it. So anyways, in this video, I went over Nazeer's boarding passes because he sent me his boarding passes, and it says his arrival times and everything else. And of course, I don't just go by, okay, he sent me his boarding passes. I actually contacted American Airlines, and I gave them the information from the ticket, which is the record locator number. And once you give them the record locator number, that's when they can give you even more information based on who boarded the flight, what time it departed, what time it arrived. So that's 100% confirmed. That's something that cannot be falsified or tampered with or anything else. Nazeer wasn't the only one on the flight. There's other people that were on the flight as well. And what I mean by other people, that means other people out there that are strangers that are not in part of this. So when the flight arrives and departs, that's 100% stored in history and documented everywhere on when that flight arrived and the date arrived and the time. So Nazeer Wiggins, it was said by the operator from American Airlines that he arrived on October 29th. So at this time, I'm no longer going to really entertain anything of him arriving before October 29th because I have already confirmed it through the airlines. And once someone is confirmed through the airlines that someone was on a flight on a certain date, the only way they could possibly be there the day before is if they took 2 flights. And what I mean by that is you're saying to me that he went out on Friday to Cabo, went back to the United States to Charlotte, and then came back to Cabo again the next day. I don't believe that. That means that someone have 2. No. As far as this goes, this show he was in Charlotte, North Carolina that morning. Then by the afternoon, he was in Cabo. So he took those 2 flights, okay, on Saturday, October 29th. So if you actually need to catch up, because this video is not going to catch people up, catch up by watching this video. It says Nazeer Wiggins arrival time in Cabo. He sent me boarding passes. I confirmed with American Airlines. So watch this video first before watching this video, so that way you won't be lost in the sauce. And like I said before, once the FBI already has this information, they already know what time everybody arrived and what time they didn't arrive. So this is something that cannot be lied about. And so far, I kind of have been right on certain things, and that's because I only go by receipts and what's facts and what can be lined up. And I don't like veer off of just going by facts and receipts. Wait 1 second. But they said that that's only like 1 free ride for he will have to. Let's see here. Yes, that too. He had to go through customs. So yeah, you have to. That's why I said we have to count. We have to give him time to get out of that airport.
Thanks for choosing American Airlines. Your call may be monitored or recorded to.
And while this is playing for the last time, I'm not gonna pin any comments because I need everybody to see the full boarding pass. So I can't pin comments during this time. I want people to see the boarding pass so they can see the record locator information. So when I'm giving her the record locator information, you'll see what boarding pass I'm talking about and the information that I'm giving her, and then what she's reporting back.
Thanks for choosing American Airlines. Your call may be monitored or recorded to ensure high-quality service. For faster service, especially when making or changing travel plans, try the American Airlines mobile app or our website at aa.com. If you're calling about travel booked through an agency, please contact the agency directly.
He just turned 25.
Thank you again for calling American Airlines.
Looking to get help faster? Download our app at www.aa.com/app, where you can make a new booking, change an existing reservation, and even chat with an American Airlines representative.
Thanks for choosing American Airlines. Your call may be monitored or recorded to ensure high-quality service. For faster service, just a moment. I'll get you over to someone who can help you. But before I transfer you, one last question. Are you calling about flights within the U.S.?
Yes.
Thanks.
Please note, if you book this reservation through a travel agency, another airline, or any other third party, you may be charged an external handling fee of up to $50 per customer. To avoid paying this fee, we encourage you to work directly with your booking partner.
Your feedback is important to us. Please remain on the line after your call to complete a brief 2-question survey regarding your experience with our representative today.
Thank you for calling American Airlines. This is Stacy. How may I assist you?
I don't know if I was talking to you or someone else when my phone disconnected. I was calling about.
Sure. What?
I was on hold with someone waiting for someone checking my record locator information or indicator number.
Sure. What's the record locators?
Let me pull it back up. It's IHMNWE.
Okay, so you're checking this record locator for.
Yes, Nazeer Wiggins.
Sure. And what information are you trying to get?
No, it's the record locator. I'm confirming the information, the flight information. I just spoke to someone. I thought it was you. I was trying to get a copy of the receipt or confirmation of the flight.
Okay, so is this for recent travel or for past travel?
This is for past travel.
All right, let me check it. One moment. Okay, so this is not pulling up a reservation. I would have to contact my help desk. What's the passenger's name, please?
Nazeer Wiggins.
Okay, and you want the flight information from this reservation?
Yes.
All right, so hold for me one moment.
Okay.
Thank you. Hi, thanks for holding for me.
Yes.
Hi. Okay, so the flight information for the record locator is that is a D1 pass, and that was his first flight from Charlotte to Dallas Fort Worth. The flight number is flight 888, which departed on the 29th of October at 7:12 a.m. and arrived into Dallas Fort Worth at 9:01 a.m.
And that was like a buddy pass for Nazeer Wiggins.
That's a D1 pass. That's not the same as a buddy pass.
D1 is like for employee paid the price, the purchase. And then, is that correct? And then Nazeer is the passenger that boarded and used the ticket.
Based on that record locator, yes.
Okay, so then it was from CLT to DFW, and then I'm also showing that it was from, once he left there, it was from a connect flight layover from DFW to SJD.
Okay, do you have a separate record locator? Because this record locator only has the flight from Charlotte to Dallas.
Yeah, and so there's another one that should be from DFW to SJD, and that one is, I can give it to you.
Sure, go ahead.
DWWBZT. D as in dog, W as in water, W as in water, B as in boy, Z as in zebra, T as in Tom.
Sure. Hold me one moment again. I'll have to check with my support team.
Okay.
All right, thanks so much for holding for me. So the second record locator is also for passenger Nazeer Wiggins, and that would be for flight 479, which departed on the 29th of October from Dallas Fort Worth to Cabo. And the flight left at 10:26 a.m. and arrived into Cabo at 12:19 p.m.
Okay, 12:19 p.m. and that's Mountain Time. Okay, and that was seat 15B AA479, Terminal C, C24. Okay, I got it. Thank you. And that's Nazeer Wiggins for both, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thanks for calling American. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. On a scale.
Minutes. So I believe that she was unresponsive, and the doctor and boarding pass, and then I went ahead and called, and then now we have the answer. Let's see. But yeah, everybody that came after, from the maid to the, and 1 second. The address of the villa is this is actually a map right here, and that it actually shows like the red circle here. Let me zoom in. Let me get a little bit closer. Oh, that's where the villa is, and this is from CaboVillas.com website. Okay. I guess I don't know what that means right there. This ride here is 43 minutes, and then this route is 40 minutes. Okay, I have dropped the link to this video in my chat. So I'm not going to go over this whole video. That's a whole separate live. That video was like 1 hour and 47 minutes. So I'm definitely not going to go over and give a complete refresher. Regina says she's caught up, and if you're going to get caught up, make sure you catch up. Pretty much, I went over, I verified his flight tickets, and I also posted the record locator information. So anybody, not just me, can call the airline and speak to someone regarding those record locator information. The first person that answers the phone does not have access to old flight information. However, they can contact their help desk, and that person can go into the database and get old information for a flight using that boarding pass record locator. So anybody at any point can verify his flight tickets with the record locator by contacting somebody that's willing to reach out to the help desk. So that's verifiable information. That's something that cannot be changed. Furthermore, after that point, I got his, I estimated his, how much time it would take him to get out of the airport. And then also how much time it would take him to take a transportation company, either Uber, Lyft, or Transcabo, or whatever ground transportation to get from the airport to the villa. And based on my estimates, I just said maybe 1:40 p.m. Cabo time, which is mountain time. That's when he sent me this video. So I'm going to post the video now. And it's like only 9 seconds. It's not much to it, okay? Hold on a second. Make sure you also hit the like button to get this video into algorithm. So definitely hit the like button. That's one way to show support for my channel, is to hit the like button. Okay. Hey Capricorn. Yes, I do have great mods. And hey Regina. Where is that comment? Okay, yes. Sardine says, I love your channel, Dani. You tell us facts and the mods are awesome. Yes, I do have great mods. I have the best mods on YouTube. Don't at me. Don't at me. Yes, thumbs up this video. Definitely thumbs up this video. Where are we at right now with that anyway? Beautiful says, didn't the concierge say there was 7 present on Friday? So when Nazeer arrived, that made 8. Now, based on what the concierge said, it appears to be that there are some other people there on Friday, but that doesn't mean that had to be Nazeer. Okay. I mean, it wasn't Nazeer because he arrived on Saturday. So it could be other people there. I don't know. We have to see. Now, I do have questions as well as far as they said dreads. I have to actually look at everybody and see who possibly would have the dreads. And to be honest, some questions could be answered by the concierge as clarification, right? So maybe I could actually, I don't know, because the concierges, they have been told not to talk, and they can actually lose their jobs if they talk. And I definitely want to mess with someone's occupation or job, right? Nazeer will actually be able to answer questions, but he doesn't answer all of my questions. Don't think like, oh, he's just sitting there answering all of my questions, because it is an open case. So y'all, I try to get as much information out as I can, but that doesn't mean I can get all information. Not everybody's willing to talk. And to be honest, to get any information at all is kind of hard. It's hard to get any information, to be honest, out of people. Y'all have seen me. I've called people, I try to talk to people, and I get some information, but it's like I don't get like people don't answer all my questions or get everything. So yeah, slowly but surely I try to get more and more information. But to get information, people have to trust me, and to gain trust, you have to make sure that people don't think that you're going to tell everything that they don't want disclosed, and that you're not going to blast things or misinterpret things or spin things. You only put it out exactly what it is. You don't spin it. And like for the concierge, for me not blasting them, then they might be more open and trusting towards me, because then I'm not going to blast everything or even blast their identity, right? So then that builds trust, and trust is important in anything, because you're not going to get any information out of people that think they can't trust you or open up to you about anything, right? So trust me, there's a method you have to do. I know a lot of people want, I want this answer, I want that answer, I didn't want this answer, I want that answer. But trust me, that's not how things work. You have to build trust with people for them to open up during an open investigation. So I would just say be patient, and I would try to get some answers, but I definitely won't be able to get all answers because it's an open case. Okay. I also have a lot of questions myself, and I wish that someone would just answer all questions, like boom, 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 answer this, answer that, like an interview format or something, right? But that's not how things work during an open case. Nope. But yeah, so I do think that maybe based on, I have to actually go over the concierge statement again, but he mentioned somebody with dreads. So who had dreads, right? Who had dreads? But could it also be possible that since he's Hispanic, that maybe somebody had a certain hairstyle and he considered it dreads? Because I know some people had hair that's long enough to be twisted up a little bit. We don't know. So that would be something that would be based on interpretation, and also based on maybe somebody in Cabo knew somebody there that came dreads, or maybe Nazeer will be able to tell who had dreads. I don't know, but I can try to present questions, but I have to try to be picky about or choosy about questions I ask. But what I have learned through this whole thing is that once you ask a certain question or you do certain things, people will close up and they won't answer anything else. And from that moment on, you get no questions asked. And then people start complaining, like, I wish somebody would talk. Well, how can people talk and be if everybody keeps on what can I say? Spinning things. They spin things. Like some things you have to understand are just receipts, and there's no way to spin it. But if everyone like puts out something and people spin it, then people close up because they feel like once they say something, it's going to get spun into something that is not, right? So yeah, I do have other questions. Everybody has other questions, but at this time, we don't have anybody that's going to answer every question because it's an open investigation. But yeah, I do want to know who has the dreads, right? So I will probably try to ask the concierge. I'll be like, who has the dreads, but not to record the conversation, because if I record the conversation, then everybody would know who it is. But as a confidential source and them not seeing anything, who had the dreads. But I don't know, because if they tell me who had the dreads, then it will only be one of two concierges that could have told me this information. So then they could still be outed. So sometimes I don't even say something, because if I say something, then everybody would know who it came from, because there's only one or two people that know the information. So it's kind of like weird, but I think y'all get the point. I think I really get the point that I can't really put out everything. Okay, so it says, yes, Malik had plaits, dangerous. I have to actually look back at everything. There's a lot to this. So yeah, so Dangerous says Malik had the dreads, so then we call them plaits. Yeah, see? But then again, the person just said that he said there was certain amount, there was other people, like a certain number of people. The concierge noted on page 46 of the document that 7 names were provided on the guest registration. But on the guest registration, there was only 6. Wait, how many names were on the guest registration? But actually, 7. Oh, okay. 7 names will be included in Shanquella. So 7 days would be including Shanquella. But I think the person above was saying that they said there was 7 people on Friday. So are they saying there were 7 people on Friday or just on the guest list? We will have to go over this. I actually don't want to discuss all of that during this live. That's to me for open discussion and open chat. That's going to go away from the topic. So we're going to save that for open chat, okay, and open panel. Right now, I need to just focus on the title of the video. Because this is a lot to it, and we'll go in a whole different direction if we keep on going and talking about this. Yeah, so dreads could be considered as plaits. So when they say 7 people, we don't know. I have to actually go back and see when they said the 7 people were there. Happy Thursday, early morning. I did it. And you hit the like button. Okay, yeah. So basically what we're going to do tomorrow, we're going to go over the timeline and everything. So just the guest list. We're going to go over the timeline tomorrow, okay? And add everything into there. Right now, I don't want to get confused on everything else. Yeah, I was seeing you to pick. Malik didn't have plats on that trip. Open chat, can't wait. Yeah, so we're definitely gonna have open chat because right now, y'all, we are off track. Now I wish like this video has went another direction because now I'm off. I done went all over the place in this one video. Okay, so basically, let me recap or refocus. Okay, this video shows I'm like I said, go over the airplane tickets, the flight times. He arrived. It goes over when he arrived at the airport. It's at 12:19 p.m. He arrived at Kabul airport, and it says like 43 minutes to get there, but he has to get out of the airport. He has to go to customs. He has to get his bags and everything else. So I was like, well, maybe after that, if he arrived at the airport in Kabul at 12:19 p.m., I would give him to 1:30 p.m. to get to the villa. That's with good traffic. He had said something about it being bad traffic. So anyways, now he sent this video and it's saying that he actually was pulling up to the villa at 2:17 p.m. So apparently the traffic was more that day and actually took longer to get out of customs. Again, my time at 1:40 p.m. was estimated, okay? So come on. In this short clip, wait. Okay, in this short video for Nazeer, as you can see right here, there's a driver right here, okay? And in this video, we can actually see that in the window, we can actually see some villas, like a villa right there. We can see something there with the villas right out the window. And then we also can see that he has an infotainment center in the center, his screen right here. And what's going to happen is if you actually look at his screen on the infotainment center, we all know your time is on there, right? So the time that's going to be on there is actually going to show on the driver's screen 2:17 p.m. Okay? Everybody that has a car, you know that the time is there on your screen or on your whatever you have, it will have. However your car is set up, you will have the time there. Okay? So that's actually going to be 2:17 p.m. And also, if you have an iPhone, or to be honest, I haven't really had an Android in a long time to know how it's set up. But I do know on the iPhone, if you go to your, like you can do it right now, if you go to your iPhone and you go to your you go to photos, and then you go to video, like you pick out the video or you pick out a video and make sure it's a video that you did on a previous day. Don't put yesterday or today. Obviously, it's going to say yesterday. I don't even put any. Find a video that you did maybe last week so it can give you a time and a date. So let me pick out a video that was before. So if you actually pick out a video that you did previously, you'll see that it will give a date and a time of the video, right? And then at the very bottom of the screen, it will actually give you, it will have the play controls, like how you can play the video. It will actually have like, you'll play the video and also it'll give you like a brief like preview of the video, right? So anyway, that's how his screenshot looks pretty much, okay? So basically, when you actually look at the date and time of his iPhone screenshot of the video in his photo video gallery, it also says 2:17 p.m. So basically, it pretty much matches the time on the display of the driver's car infotainment center matches the time on the video gallery in his phone of October 29th at 2:17 p.m. Both match up. Okay.
You hearing Dr. Dre.
So, like I said, it's only 9 seconds. It's only a short 9-second video of him just pulling up, I guess, like Dr. Dre, and he's dancing to it. He's about to pull up to the villa, and you can actually zoom in. It says 2:17 p.m. on that infotainment center. So this is a video he's talking about what he made when he was pulling up to the villa.
You hearing Dr. Dre. You hearing Dr. Dre.
Okay, so that's what he said. So y'all were probably expecting something more, but this is what he was talking about when he pulled up to the villa. Now I'm going to show you, if you actually look at the very top of this screenshot, it says October 29th. It says October 29th, 2022 at the very top, and it says 2:17 p.m. And again, this is like a screenshot. Hold on, let me take off Shell's comment. Let me take Shell's comment off for a second. But if you actually look, it says October 29th, 2022. It says 2:17 p.m. on the top of like to the video gallery in like in the iPhone or whatever else. And then at the bottom, it has like the controls, like play, and then that upload button, like for share to put it into your favorites. And it has like trash and different things. Let me look at my iPhone. Hold on. Yep. So mine has the same setup at the bottom, like the upload, the heart, the play button, mute the volume, like information, like the details and the trash. So that's exactly. So he definitely has the iPhone set up there. I'm looking at an old video on my phone. I see the date and time, and it's the same format with the edit button and that. So if you look at your iPhone video of an old one, the reason I say old one is because it has to be old enough to give a time and date. If it's like a certain within this week, is it's going to give like Saturday or Tuesday or whatever. But if you go further back, it will give you the same format and date and time. So basically, from his iPhone, he took a screenshot of when this video was taken. Okay. So that's the way I'm just making sure that everyone understands that. If there's any questions about what the screenshot is about, put it in the comments now so I can go ahead and clarify. This is how it looks in if you look at a video in iPhone in the gallery, this is how it's set up. So you can actually take a screenshot of like the video and things like that. And then we get that same format. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and do some zooming in. We're going to zoom in and out. And basically, we're going to zoom into the infotainment center of the driver. And we will see that it says 2:17 p.m. as well. We definitely want to zoom in. And anyone can always message me on IG, as some people have before, to get screenshots of this stuff. Because some people said they want like better quality from a video. So I can definitely just message me on IG if you're a creator, and I can give you just screenshot of this right here as better quality without actually trying to screenshot my video. That's fine as well. So let me go ahead and zoom in here. No one has seen this video because I just got this video from Nazeer yesterday. Okay. Yeah. So basically, we're gonna put Now that we have his exact time, I estimated it at 1:40 p.m. Kabul time, but it's showing now because this is a driver. The driver's car is going to be set to Kabul time. So Kabul time, he arrived at the villa. He was pulling up to the area at 2:17 p.m. So now that we know he was getting there, pulling up at 2:17 p.m., we have to go back and look at the timeline and say what happened at 2:17 p.m. Okay, that's when he was arriving. So we definitely gonna look at the timeline of this, okay? But yeah, this is a new video. It has not been released by anybody else. I just got this. That's why I said it has to be over time, but you get information from different people. Okay. So I will try to get more information, but it takes time and people have to trust that you're gonna blast everything that they say and you only put out what they say put out. Okay, so but I did speak to the concierge as well, pretty much to say, hey, I know it's you. Ooh. I said, I know it's you that were the concierge that night. And I really won't blast you because you were manipulated. And I do believe they were manipulated, just like they said in their report. And they actually tried to hug Dejanay to comfort her, give condolences and things like that. But she was being cold. And you know how Dejanay manipulated is a manipulative, cold person. So I don't pretty much blame the concierge to blast them out. And they are redacted. But I did, trust me, I did let them know, hey, I know it's you. Oop, I know who it is. I figured it out. Yep. So, but I'm gonna I probably will try to ask some questions. I don't know, but I don't want to make people lose their job, so I probably won't. It's like we want answers, but we definitely don't want to mess up anyone's job. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through this video, okay? I'm pretty much gonna be zooming in and out and showing different angles. Okay, so this is the video gallery for this video. This right now is highlighting the date at the top and October 29, 2022, at 2:17 p.m. And let's see. Now we're zooming into the infotainment center of the vehicle, and we see 2:17 p.m. and there's other information in there. I'm sure most people will probably be zooming in and analyzing this and looking at more things, but my main goal was to zoom in to see that it did say 2:17 there, and it matched up with the video gallery time as well. I would say this was let's see, and it also based on like it doesn't look it's going at a fast pace, so that means that obviously they're in a residential area. There's a lot of things that can kind of be taken from this dashboard here. Okay, let's continue on. And this is just me showing I pretty much panned up the show from the infotainment center of 2:17 p.m. We go up to the top of the video information that's in the phone video gallery, October 29, 2022 at 2:17 p.m. That's from the screenshot. So again, I said 1:40 p.m., but I didn't want to give too much time. But people said, like you said, there was somebody that said, no, he needs more time because it takes a long time to go through customs in another country. So he needs way more time than that. But I said 1:40 p.m., and I really didn't want to push to give him too many minutes. I said, well, it could be plus or minus that time. That's just my estimate based on a guesstimate, basically guessing like what time it would take to get out of the airport. And then I did like the mapping, Google Maps, to try to see like a time frame from the airport to the villa, because I had the villa address, and I said 1:40 p.m., but it looks like I was off, of course, and he came there at 2:17 p.m. But he did mention before in his video there was a lot of traffic. Okay, let's continue on. So now what I'm doing is I'm zooming back down to show some other things. now I kind of like zoomed down at the bottom of his screenshot to show like the video controls. If you have an iPhone, you know this screen is mighty familiar, and this is exactly how it looks. It looks in your iPhone photo gallery when you look at a video. Okay, so this definitely is how it looks. And then we will go, let's see. So pretty much now that we know it's 2:17 p.m. and remember he's still in the car, so he has to also get out the car and go in. Again, this is just showing different angles. Now, pay attention to me, watch the video. He's in the car, like bopping to Dr. Dre. We're pulling up to the villa. There's a lot of things that could be said about that, right? Yeah, to me, that doesn't add. A lot of things don't add up for him pulling up to the villa like he is pulling up, like ready to start having fun. Yeah, it doesn't add up to me. I really don't. I'll give my thoughts at the end of this video. But things, more and more, I'm just starting to think that I'll give my thoughts at the end of this video. Hold on. I will give my thoughts. Let me play this video first, okay? Let's see here. So yeah, of course, I'm just circling the date, October 29th, 2022, 2:17 p.m. Pretty much, I really don't think that he was actually pulling up to the bill. I don't think that when he pulled up here, he knew that something was like wrong with Shanquella to the point of what happened to her, right? So I really don't think he was aware. This is someone, to me, pulling up thinking that they're about to have fun on this trip and have a good time on a trip. Someone that's unaware of what's actually going on in that villa to that point, to where, hey, it's not actually like it's not going to be like a fun trip. You know what I mean? This is not someone that's aware, to me, in my opinion. Because like if you go anywhere and you have been somewhere, you already know that on the way there, you're like, oh my gosh, we're about to have fun, we're about to turn up. And that's, if I'm pulling up to something I already know is a lot of stuff going on there and it's not going to be no fun time, then I want to be like in this mood. I'm just saying. So things really, I'll show you more things as well, but yeah, things don't really add up as far as that goes. So yeah, this is another angle showing 2:17 p.m. And pretty much I'm going to go over the timeline briefly to set this in. This is the video plan again.
You hearing?
Now, to be honest, I do want to get the other video. I want to see the other video as well, but I was only sent this one. Could I possibly do the other video? I don't know. Time will tell.
You hearing? Dr. Dre.
Okay, so let me go ahead. I'm going to show you one other screenshot as well besides the video. And then I'm going to get into the timeline. Okay, so this says another fact. I told y'all I did not sign my name on that damn guest registry because I was not there on time. Only way for me to get in on Saturday was if my name was added from the start of the trip. Now, this is true because when I spoke to a concierge before, remember, they said that everybody that stays there, their name has to be on a list and has to be registered through like the homeowners association in the area to get through that security gate. Their name has to be on that list. So that is true that somebody had to put his name on the list in order for him to be able to stay there. One of the concierges did confirm that information. And actually on the document we have now, it has been confirmed that Dejanay is the one that signed Nazeer's name. So he didn't sign it. She signed it. And that furthermore proves that he was not there on Friday because she had to sign his name because he wasn't there. Okay. So let me go ahead and pull up the document, and you'll see from the concierge's own statement that Dejanay Jackson signed Nazeer's name. Okay. So like I said, for Nazeer, I will go by like any thoughts people have for once he arrived at. So we now see him arriving at 2:17 p.m. So anything that people have to say pretty much have to come after that time period, 2:17 p.m. It cannot come before then, before that time period of arrival. Okay, so another fact. Okay, let me play this part again. Hold on. So we're gonna go to the document. I forgot what page this is on. It says another fact. Told y'all I didn't sign my name on that damn guest registry because I wasn't there on time. Only way for me to get in. And that is true through the concierge. Now let's go to the document and look at what the concierge said about Nazeer. Hold on. And remember, I'm going according to the timeline of events. Now, we can only accuse somebody of something for once they got to there, and then from there we can accuse them of anything that maybe happened later on after that. But anything before that, then they can't really be added in two things, should I say. So at the time of 2:17 p.m. when he was placed there, that's when you can start saying, well, Nazeer was there when this happened and this happened and that happened. But before that time, you can't add him into the timeline because he doesn't fit into the timeline until 2:17 p.m. And actually 2:17 p.m. he's still in the car. He has to first get out the car as well. But wait a second. So let's go back to the statement. So now we have Nazeer's arrival time. Now we can add him into the timeline. Okay, so for each person, like before, when I did a timeline, I said I spoke to different people and I realized how Cabo bills work. The guests have to contact the concierge because they make sure that all the money that they get, all the money that the guest spends, Cabo bills wants their hands in it. They want their money when in the shelf. They want their money from the ground transportation. They want their money if they go on any excursions. They want to. They have their hands. If they want any medical services, Cabo Bills is a full service company. They have their hands in everything. So what they do to make sure that their hands are in everything is that they have a 24/7 concierge, and if you need anything, you are instructed to call your concierge. That way, the concierge will give you a referral to somebody that they have a contract with, like I have stated. So once I realized how Cabo Bills worked, I knew at that point that they had to contact the concierge first, and then the concierge had to refer them to the doctor, right? And then I knew that the doctor had to be under some kind of it had to be contracted through. I knew it because they have to have their hands in everything. Even the ground transportation, Transcabo, I mentioned Transcabo, right? And we surely do see it in here as well, that they have their hands in Transcabo's pockets too. That's how the company works. It's full service. So that concierge told me pretty much that everybody has to be on the guest registrar list to be able to stay there. And since anybody that comes late, their name has to be put on that guest list by someone, or they won't be able to be there because it has a HOA in the area and it has to be signed in. Like it has to be given to the security to let them be able to get in and out. Okay, so on here, so based on that, that's when I go by receipts and timeline of information. So let's see here. Let's go to that page. Now I can't drop a link for people that want to only discuss the timeline for this information. If you want to go over the complete timeline, that's tomorrow, but I will drop the link for anybody who wants to discuss the topic of tonight only. I don't have time tonight to go over the whole timeline, only the timeline for what we're discussing. So if anybody wants to come up for that, then that's fine. Okay. So I will drop the link on that. Let me pull this up. Okay, it says the next day right here, that's starting here. This is where he left off about. It says the next day at 13:50 or 13:52 hours, I received a text message from the main guest, Mrs. Jackson, asking me if I am available and which was the nearest medical service. I greeted her and asked her how I could support her and if she was looking for a hospital. She answered yes. I think my friend has alcohol poisoning and needs emergency service and someone to speak or translate in Spanish for us. I offered to send her doctors so he could determine if it was necessary to go to the hospital, and I told her that her doctor speak English. She answers yes, please. I just realized something on this message though, but I kind of say that for tomorrow. But yeah, I just realized something in this statement. But yeah, I'll say that for tomorrow because I don't want to get sidetracked. Yeah, I'll say that for tomorrow. Okay, so yes, please. I told her that it costs $100 for the visit plus the medicine. I asked her if she agrees, and she answers yes as soon as possible. I tell her that I will make the call to request a service, to which she answers yes, please, around 2 p.m. on so around 2 p.m. on October 29th, I called Dr. and that's Carolina Ornelas. We already know who that is, who was our contact for medical attention. So pay attention. It says, who was our contact for medical attention for our guests. So that's the doctor is their contact. See, she's like contracted through them, right? And of our guests and whose telephone number is and gave the phone number. Now, I was recently given a phone number for her, but I don't know if it's real or not because I never really tried to call. I just forwarded it to Sue Ann Robinson, right? And it says, in about 4 minutes, Ms. Jackson texted me asking me what I had been told, and I answered her that a doctor is going to contact her to check her friend, and she replies, okay. So remember he said 2 minutes, right? I mean, he said 2 o'clock, and then he said 4 minutes later, so that will put it at 2:04 p.m. 2:04 p.m. of this text message exchange. So Nazeer is not there yet when they're talking about. So basically, this is saying that before Nazeer came, around 2 p.m., 2:04 p.m., before he even came, they had already contacted Concierge to have a doctor to come out. So that means that they, by the time he got there, they would have told him that the doctor was already coming or somebody was already coming. So that means that he will be told that somebody was already coming, and pretty much he would think, well, maybe I don't have to call the doctor because the doctor is already on the way because they already had this arranged before he arrived. So that's according to this timeline. It says attached to this document is a screenshot of the conversation with Ms. Jackson and where she asked me for medical help. And the conversation was recorded on 3 letter-sized sheets of paper attached here too. So attached to this is actually screenshots of the conversation and the timing and time frame. So that's like a verifiable receipt of the messages, right? And it says at 16:25, Blaine texted me that the girl has to be hospitalized because after being evaluated, she has to be hospitalized, and her friends were finding out if they had insurance. Okay, so let me go back up and look at this timeline again. 1 second. Let's see here. Okay, so about 13:50 hours is like 1:50 p.m. So that's like 1:50 p.m. Let's go back. Okay, so it's like 1:50 p.m. Because right here it says the next day at 13:50 or 13:52 hours. So that's like 1:50, 1:52 hours. So, I mean, that's like 1:50 or 1:52 p.m. So while 1:50, 1:52 p.m., that's kind of like Nazeer is probably en route, like he's driving there. And then around 2 p.m. is when it says, let's see here. Around 2 p.m. on October 29th, I called the doctor for medical attention. So I guess like once he talked to Dejanay around that 1:50 or 1:52 mark, they had after their conversation about maybe 8 minutes or so, 8 to 10 minute conversation back and forth. Whatever happened, the concierge ended up calling around 2 p.m. They called the doctor Ornelas to come out. And then about 2:04 is when Dejanay called to check the concierge or text the concierge to check on the status of what was happening with the doctor. And at that time, she was told the doctor would be coming out. Yeah. So at 2:04 p.m., that's when Dejanay was found out the doctor was coming. And then at 2:17 p.m., we have Nazeer pulling up to the villa. So this brings into this question. Since the doctor was just now coming there, they found out the doctor was just coming at 2:04 p.m. Put y'all thoughts into the chat. And then Nazeer is pulling up at 2:17 p.m. to the villa. He's still in the car, but he's pulling up to the area, right? So when would Nazeer be told about the cover-up or what happened? When would he be told? Because remember, he had to be on the flight. At some point, he was on the flight. His flight didn't land till the 12:19 p.m., so his flight landed in Kabul. So he would have to be instructed at some point. And he had 2 flights he had to go back on, right? So in order for him to be instructed, are people going to say that they called him while he was in the air, like he was on a flight, and then he was contacted and told everything while he was on a flight there? I don't know about y'all, but if you've been on an airplane, there ain't no way you can be having like conversations on a flight like that, right? So once he landed in Kabul at 12:19 p.m. Kabul time, he will have to get transferred. He will have to go through customs and get transportation to the villa. And that would, I guess people would say, oh, well, that's enough time for you to call him and tell him what happened, right? Or, hey, this is what happened. This is what's happened. We need to cover up this or that. I surely doubt that, because the way he pulled up to the villa as if he wouldn't, like, if you was pulling up to a villa, you know that you were covering up a murder, you wouldn't pull up bopping like with Dr. Dre, like you're pulling up to have fun. I mean, to me, he pulled up there thinking that it's going to be a fun trip. He didn't pull up like, oh my gosh, this is going to be like whatever. So anyway, things are not really added up in that regard. Now, I don't believe completely based on this timeline. I don't believe that he actually was told about this whole thing. I think that he arrived there, that he was pretty much lied to, just like everybody else. Now, as far as anybody talking about dreads or anything, I'm not going to go into that in this live. I actually would need to confirm who had dreads and not dreads. And the only people that confirm it is the concierge or one of the Kabul people. So once that comes in and I get answers, then I'll relay that information back. But yeah, I do want to know something about dreads too. But like I said, no one knows the information yet. Tonight, I'm not going to go over the dreads. I actually need to go over the whole document again. I need to go over this whole document again. I also need to ask some questions to different people to see if I can figure out the answer. And then I'll come back tomorrow. Now, does anybody have any questions or anything they want to state about this timeline or give their thoughts and opinions on this timeline only? Okay. We only want to discuss this timeline in Nazeer tonight. And then tomorrow we can have an open panel. Because if we talk about everything at once, it gets sidetracked. So I'm going to drop the link and anybody can give me their thoughts so we can piece together this and see. Hold on a second. Where's my link? There's my link. Yeah, so we are staying focused on this right now. Okay, so yeah, oh, y'all are really on to that topic of the dreads. Okay, somebody can send me a picture of Malik. Okay, so y'all want to discuss that? Woo, child, y'all gonna have people here all night. Malik have dreads and round glasses on that video, so this is gonna be a topic right here. I can tell. Okay, so let's see here. So I dropped the link. So let me know about this timeline of events. We have pretty much that. Yeah, I'm just going to stick to this topic tonight because I'm already drained, and I already said I already was drained. So pretty much, the doctor was called out at 2 p.m. The doctor was told about coming to the villa. At 2:04 p.m. is when Dejanay checked on the status of what was happening, and then the concierge said the doctor was on the way. At 2:17 p.m., we see that Nazeer is pulling up to the villa. He's still in the car, but he's pulling up to that area. And I guess that's when he was feeling like, hey, he was close enough. Oh, I do remember there's a picture of Malik that he posted that he did right after the trip. Right after the trip, because he was talking about how he wouldn't do anything to risk his risk not being around his child. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you're talking about? I do believe that he was told that she had alcohol poisoning, but I don't believe that he was told that it was about the brutal attack, if that makes sense. And I've been said that I believe that he was told alcohol poisoning just like everybody else. Yep. Now, my question, of course, is always still, were you suspicious of anything because of her busted eye, busted lip, and everything else? That would cause suspicion, right? So I have to watch this video again, but yeah, in his video, he did say something about he didn't want to accuse anybody of anything. So to me, he had to have some kind of suspicion. So that's my question about suspicion as far as that goes, right? Now the question I have tonight is about the timeline of events. Does anyone have any questions about the timeline of events? Everything else we can discuss tomorrow. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go ahead. Let me read some comments real fast. Hold on. Yeah, so thank you. This is what my mom is posting. The link. She's posting the link to the document, okay? So Dangerous says Malik had dreads at the dinner table. I'm looking at that video right now. Yeah, so this is all things that we need to gather together. Pretty much like a bit. Now that we have a timeline from the concierge, we definitely can look at this information. Wait. Yes, I get this was a horrible crime, but listen, people, Nazeer is not part of it. We want justice, but we don't want to accuse an innocent person of the crime. Yeah, we definitely don't want to accuse people of something they did not do. Now, for each person, we have to keep them separate, and we have to only assign them of what they're guilty of. Like for Dejanay, we would say she's guilty of brutally attacking Shanquella, and she has been named as the person on the arrest warrant to be extradited. For the other Cabo 5, I will say a lot of them are guilty of omission and cover up because they knew that a brutal attack occurred and they omitted that information and kept saying alcohol poisoning. But Nazeer, we have to go into, was he there when the brutal attack occurred? No. Was he there as part of like the initial cover up of everything, trying to cover up everything and told about it? No, because he was told alcohol poisoning, just like everybody else was told alcohol poisoning. He was lied to. However, now we get to the part where now that when he gets there, he does see her in the condition of having the busted eye, the busted lip, and everything else. So then that would come into play where you're suspicious of anything based on that her condition does not resemble alcohol poisoning, right? So then that comes into, were you suspicious? And if so, what did you do or not do, right? So then that comes into play where someone would say negligence, because they would say, well, you see her condition and it looks like it's more than what it is. So at that point, people would assign him like negligence. Not criminal negligence, but civil, right? And then people could say, well, you moved her from the game room to the living room, even though you told alcohol poisoning, you moved her body from the alcohol to the living room. And that can be considered something, a negligent act, because someone without association shouldn't be moved. So to be honest, he can be sued in the court of law, like a lawsuit. Okay. And then going to other people, we will assign them what their level of guilt is, our level of culpability, our responsibility of it is, right? So as far as criminal charges, most likely he probably won't face, but as somebody suing him, then it's possible that someone could sue him, obviously, and that's civil. But anyone else has any doubts on that as well? Malik had dreads at a dinner table. I'm looking at the video right now. Yeah, I do remember a picture of him before. Where? Let me see that one picture. Hold on. It was Malik. It's actually only like, it's like he actually posted something on online right afterwards. Talking about how he wouldn't risk his by being away from his child for doing something or whatever. It's kind of like he had like plaits, like those little, hold on. Where's that one picture? Wait, no, wasn't that one? Well, no, that's not what, he didn't have that in there. He had his hair in his back on that one. Oh no, he didn't have it now. That's the one he said, if y'all think for 1 second that I ever do something dumb or stupid to be away from my heartbeat. But then we also have this right here. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, we have a lot to discuss, right? And what I need to do is actually download a bunch of things and put it into a timeline, kind of like this video I have tonight, and have everything organized so then we can examine it thoroughly. Yeah. Basically, I need to get organized and then we can come back and do a panel. When I have all the pictures and the videos of this whole thing. Okay, hold on a second. But to me, in my opinion, y'all, the concierge has already been blasted. And what I mean by that is his statement has already been put out. And since his statement has already been put out, to me, I don't see why he can't speak anymore. You know what I mean? If your statement has already been put out, then why can't you answer other questions now? you might as well be able to speak freely. You might as well be able to speak freely now. What are y'all thoughts? But people can still fire you. They can still fire you because they probably don't want you to speak anymore, even though your other statement is already out. What are y'all thoughts? Because that concierge will be able to verify if this is who they were referring to with dreads. If I send over a picture, right? But I also don't want to risk somebody's job. Yeah. Like I want to know the information, but not at the risk of someone's job. So then that's why I left it alone. I'm gonna download a bunch of things and switch over. I'm gonna make a video of different clips that we would need to examine. And for instance, right here is the yeah, I definitely need to refresh and gather my thoughts too, because I already came on here tired. Okay, and I also have to get up early in the morning, so I'm definitely have to get off here. Okay, so Khalil, on this list right here, there's 7 names on this list. Okay, so when people say 7 people, this is actually 7 names. This is 7 names. And Malik does have plats. I actually have to go over the concierge statement again and see how everything is aligned and what is said and what is stated. And to be honest, the concierge will be able to answer this. Were there other guests besides the names on the list? Because everybody, the concierge, one of the concierge already stated that in order to stay at the villa, your name has to be on this list. So there is nobody else staying at this villa because nobody else is on this list, right? So the concierge needs to actually clarify their statement. Was there anybody else there outside of these people? Or did he actually mean in his statement that there were people there already, like there were already a couple of people there? Because this was translated from Spanish to English. So it could be that is, yeah, there's no whiteout. Who said whiteout? Yeah, number 1 was left blank. I didn't say that. I didn't say there was whiteout. Is there a trolling here or something? I don't see anybody saying whiteout. Yeah, there is no whiteout, and it was left blank. I agree the concierge should be able to speak freely now that his statement is out there, but I am sure he has a gag order from the villa not to speak about it. Yeah. It's kind of like we want answers, but we also there's the public and this is open investigation. So yeah. That's why I told you it's not as easy as it seems. You have to actually think about, you might want answers, but it's a way to go about things, and you don't want to put anyone's job at risk, because the next thing you know, like, oh my God, look what Dani did. She got somebody fired. So that's why I said I'm not going to be doing too much. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. But yeah, to me, his statement is already out. So to be honest, I'm not the one that actually put, if he actually, I'm not the one that put his statement out. So they actually should be mad at, I'm not saying be mad at Sue Ann Robinson because she put it out. I mean, to be honest, the police actually, the state attorney office put this out. So yes, the state attorney put this out. Gave this information out, the statement, but the concierge was redacted. Yeah, so the concierge's name was redacted from the document, but of course I know who it is because I have the biographies. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, line 1 was left blank. All right, so no one has any thoughts on this, and I'm just going to pretty much play the video one more time, and then I'm going to end this live. The concierge and other staff are likely instructed by management to not answer any more questions without their approval, right? The concierge said 5 got out the van and described what they looked like. 2 males, 3 females, that there was a couple who were already there before him. I need to actually go over his statement and look at his statement in more detail. And also, possibly, if there's any confusion, to just ask for clarification, not additional information. Listen closely. I will not ask him for additional information. I will just ask for clarification on a previous statement, like to clarify what is written or stated, because his words might have gotten twisted. So I don't really see harm in asking for clarification on something that's already stated or put out, because he should want to clarify the information, correct? I mean, to be honest, if my words were taken out of context and kind of like maybe it wasn't really clear, or there needs to be clarity, I will probably just ask him for clarity, right? So what I will do is I will read over the document. If there's anything that is unclear, I will see if the concierge can like clarify it, because it's already stated. I will just say, can you clarify what was stated? Like, is this what you meant, like, for clarification? And then go from there. If a female that's been my friend for years is fine 1 minute, and when I arrive, she's knotted up, bleeding, unresponsive, and people are claiming alcohol poisoning, I'm asking what the fuck is going on. Yeah, now I do believe that I'd be like, oh my God, there's something suspicious. And remember, do I have Nazeer's video? Let me see. Let me show y'all this part of the video, because this is what I'm talking about. Let me find Nazeer Wiggins' video, since you brought this up. Now, pay attention to this part. Child, we can actually have, this is going to be a long live tomorrow, because there's a lot of pieces. Wait, hold on. Let me find Nazeer Wiggins' full video so I can play that one part. I meant to bring this up before. Now, some people actually have a video, but then their video is not like the full video. So I need to make sure I find the one with the full. And with the transcript, because, ooh, child. Wait, one that part. Yeah, that's where I'm at now. Remember, my timeline is about his arrival time, but with the arrival time, we still have, there has to be suspicion, because that her condition does not match up with that. So that's where it gets into this. Let me show you this part of the video. Hold on. It's not showing up. Hold on. Where is it? Where is that? The transcript might not have picked it up. Here, 1 second. I might have to find it and come back tomorrow with it. Let's see. Probably didn't know because they knew I was going to everybody asking there. Let me see. Oh, I don't really have time to watch this whole video to catch that part right now. I will have to listen to it and come back tomorrow and clip it out.
I probably didn't know because they knew I was on everybody's ass in there. From this, that, and that. Everybody there was feeling it. I don't care, bro. I just don't care. You don't do that on vacation. No, either party. Whatever happened from alcohol, from drinking too much, you enjoy yourself, bro. You be responsible. In Russia, you gotta make a trade. No. Idiots. Making. I gotta put stuff together, bro. I gotta stop believing everything off the internet, bro.
Okay, I will have to go over his video again to find the part, but he pretty much said something about wanting to accuse, like not wanting to accuse or something. So I have to go over it again, but I could have sworn he said something he didn't want to accuse anybody of something. So to me, if you say that you didn't want to accuse somebody of something, then that means that you have suspicions, but you just didn't want to accuse people of something. So why would he say he didn't want to accuse somebody, right? So I have to watch this video again and find that part. But once he said that, to me, he was actually confirming that he probably was suspicious of something, but he didn't want to accuse them of something. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you go somewhere and you kind of like suspicious of something, but then you're like, I don't want to accuse this person of something, but I have my suspicions about something. So I have to listen to it again, but it's something in there that I heard before. So I'm going to listen to that tonight while I'm getting ready for bed. I'm going to listen to the video as I could listening like in the background and then once I hear that part, then I'll clip that out and I'll bring it back tomorrow. And that's also a question I have for him as well, is about his suspicions. Like what did he think? Like, do you have any suspicions or anything else like that? So that's the question I definitely have. And I think that he actually said it in this video too. So I'm gonna watch this video first, and I'll answer it. I'll ask that question. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I somewhat believe Nazeer, but he is not telling the whole truth. The concierge said that one person was on the phone. I believe that that person was Nazeer being filled in. The concierge, when did he say somebody was on the phone? I will actually read his statement again. I can't wait to dissect the document you share. Yes. Yeah, there are some questions we have about the whole concierge statement about people, other additional people are something up in there. Wait, I will go over that tomorrow when I'm refreshed. Okay. Does anyone have any questions on whatever I went on tonight? If you have any questions on whatever I went on tonight, then we can discuss that. Okay. And then tomorrow we can discuss other topics. We are staying focused for the people coming in late into chat. We will have a panel discussion tomorrow with a detailed call-in things. Yeah, we will discuss this more tomorrow. I get it, but if he wasn't there to stop the fight, the damage was already done. Now you have an investigation coming and you don't know all the facts. Okay, nobody knows all the facts, so why every turn folks giving him a break? Let's see. We know he wasn't there during the fight. Well, we call it a brutal attack, that we do know from the receipts. So, Mac, are you still saying that he was there during the brutal attack? Do you still believe that he was there, Mac? Because that's what's going on in the chat. They told him alcohol poisoning. Why was he on everybody? Okay, so yeah, we can discuss more of this tomorrow. But now, to be honest, there will still be people believing that he was there during a brutal attack, and there were some people that There will be some others that don't believe it, okay? But as for me, I am not really going to entertain him being there because I'm only going to go by receipts, and receipts show based on his flight, airline tickets, and even his arrival time video, I'm not going to place him there during the brutal attack. I'm only going to place him there at 2:17 p.m. Kabul time. Now, if anybody wants to speak on his responsibility once he arrived there, then I will entertain that. Responsibility when he arrived. So what's his level of responsibility arriving at 2:17 p.m. in Kabul? That's when I will say his level of responsibility comes. Everybody else, their responsibility starts at their arrival time, which was Friday. Okay. So yeah, I'm only gonna at the end of all this, when it goes to court and it goes to trial, I want to make sure that I only have accused people of their level of responsibility. I don't want to go back and say, oh, I messed up on this, I messed up on that. So that's why I only stick to facts and receipts. That way I won't have any accusations or added things to somebody that they did not partake in. Right. And like I said before, that's why I say I only stick to receipts and facts only. Until someone explained who that woman and man was that in the building before DJ got there, he was there. Maybe somebody else was there and there's other people there based on the concierge statement. However, based on flight times and other information, he was not there unless he's a magician. He was not there. You can't put someone there based on their flight. And remember, when you take a flight somewhere, you're not the only one on the airplane. So there's at least 100 other people that was on the flight with him that will be able to verify that he was on the flight. There's the flight people from American Airlines that say he took that flight. He boarded that pass. And when you get on a boarding pass, that means you use it and you swipe it. You have to give your ID. So he was on that plane. So no one can take him off the plane. He had to give his ID to get on the plane. He had to board the plane and everything else. He also had to go through security to get in the villa. So he cannot lie about his arrival time. The FBI will easily be able to verify his arrival time. So that he was not there. Y'all might want him to be there, but he wasn't there. Now, maybe other people were there, but he wasn't there based on his flight times. He's the only one talking in code. Ain't no such thing as halfway crook. There is a such thing as level of culpability. It's kind of like you can say, Dejanae was there and she brutally attacked Shanquella. So that's why she has an extradition warrant for FEMA side. Okay. The others don't have anything right now, but since they were there and they knew what happened with the brutal attack, then they will have omission and cover up accessory. They can either have accomplice, they can have accessory after the fact, or even before the fact, depending on their level of culpability. And then we have Nazeer. He gets there at 2:17 p.m. He wasn't there during a brutal attack. And then from there, you can say, well, he probably was an accomplice, since accomplice has to be there during a brutal attack. He also, but then you can say, well, he's an accessory after the fact because they told him what happened and he have covered up afterwards. Now, people that are saying that, there's no evidence or proof to say otherwise at this moment. So then that will be something separate, right? But you can't accuse him of actually being there and doing the FEMA side. That was Dejanae. You can't accuse him of being an accomplice because he's not there during the time. Could someone say accessory after the fact that they actually believe that he helped cover it up afterwards? And that will be different. But I'm not going to entertain anything else about him actually being there. But anything from afterwards, then that's still up for debate. Okay, so that's pretty much where I'm at now. But do I believe that he was accessory after the fact charge? No, but I believe that it's some level of civil negligence. Yes, and that could be with any case, really. Okay, so anyways, anybody else have anything else about the timeline for tonight? Okay, so you says, no, I agree that he wasn't there, but I believe he knew when he got there. Yeah, I do believe that he had some suspicion. That's why I said in this video, there's something where he actually mentions he didn't want to accuse. So I do believe that he had some level of suspicion about that it was something more to it. But I think that since he was friends with these people like in college and everything else, like he was actually roommates with Khalil, that he didn't want to like outright accuse them, like what y'all did to Shanquella, because they're all supposed to be friends going there to Cabo. So I don't think he wants to say, hey, what y'all did to Shanquella? What y'all did to her, make accusations, right? But I do believe that he was suspicious, but only he can answer that. So that's something I will ask as well. And also, in this video, I need to watch it again because I think that he actually mentioned something about he didn't want to accuse. And why would someone say that? Like, I didn't want to accuse you. It's because they might have had suspicions, and then they probably wanted to accuse you, but they said they didn't want to. So I definitely going to listen to this video again, okay? So I do agree that he had to be suspicious because her condition did not align with Atlas luxation, okay? But I'm not going to entertain anybody saying that he was there on Friday. Now, is it possible that other people were there? Yes, but it wasn't him because of his flight times and receipts. Also, Dani, his watch could have a 2-hour time difference in the taxi driver. Yeah. Because then at one time he said something about 4 p.m. or something. He said 4 something. I don't know. But yeah, most likely his time. But yeah, so yeah, that is a good point because I did mention that before. His watch could be a different time. And to be honest, I think that he just had looked back today when he gave it to me. I think he just had looked back at the time of that video. Yeah, you know how like someone brings up something and then you actually go back and look. And I think he just had looked at the time of the video and then seen that it was like that time. Okay, something is not right with certain parts of the documents. Yeah, something is not right with certain parts of the statement, should I say. That's why I said it needs some clarification with the statement, should I say. I stick to receipts and facts too. Let's see here. The other 5 can also have tampering with evidence. My point is maybe he stopped talking once he saw the seriousness of the situation. I think, to be honest, that also he stopped talking because most people don't believe him anyway. Like a lot of people don't really believe stuff he says until truth comes out. So a lot of times he says, just wait for the truth to come out, wait for the truth to come out, because like even with the guest registrar list, let's give that as an example. People swore up and down that that he said up and down, he said a bunch of times he didn't sign it, he didn't sign it, he didn't sign it, he didn't sign it. And people say you did sign it, you did sign it, and you did sign it. And now the document comes out and shows that the concierge, did I show that part yet? Let me go to that document. Now the document comes out and the concierge says that Dejanay signed him. So again, that's what happens a lot of times with a lot of things. To be honest, it could probably be a few times now that things that he said, what he said in this video, people were saying he was lying about, right? And then now it comes out later that is actually he wasn't lying. So people were hammering him about you did sign, you did sign, you did sign. So he stopped talking because people said he was lying. They keep saying he's lying about something, and then until somebody else says something, then it disproves it, right? So everybody was saying that he was lying and he did sign that. And he said, that's not my signature. I didn't sign it. I didn't sign it. And people kept saying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying. And now look, let's go back to that document. What page was it on? The concierge says that he didn't sign it. Right here it says, when I saw the video on social media, I realized that practically the main guest, Ms. Jackson, had manipulated me with the information she provided of what happened to leave the country as soon as possible. It should be noted that she put the name of Nazeer Wiggins as the last person on the guest list or registry. So she is the one that put his name. And now, like I said, if you go back and watch this video, he said a bunch of times that he didn't sign it. He didn't put his name. And people say, you're lying. Show us your signature on your ID or your passport. You're lying, you're lying, you're lying. And now it comes out that he was telling the truth. Right? So that's why he's pretty much shut down, is because no matter what he says, people say he's lying anyway. So what's the point of talking? So that's why he stopped talking. All right, stop trying to prove things. And even with this right now, even with his flight boarding pass, for example, his flight boarding pass, me calling American Airlines, they confirmed that he boarded the flight. In order to board a flight, you have to give your ID. Everybody knows you have to go through, give your ID. You have to scan your phone with your boarding pass. 100% you're going to be on the flight because they have you there with your boarding pass, your information. People still say, no, he didn't take a flight on Saturday and get there on Saturday, even though American Airlines verified that he did. You see what I'm saying? People are still going to say he's lying no matter what is put out. So what's the point of talking and trying to prove yourself if people are still going to call you a liar or saying you're lying? So, so that's why I think that he shut down and stopped talking. And then, to be honest, he does say that a lot. Just be patient and wait for all the truth to come out. Yeah. And again, I don't want anybody to twist anything. We're only going up to the timeline of when he got there. When he got there at 2:17 p.m. pulling into the villa, if you have any accusations for him after he arrived, then that's still up for debate, and we can still discuss that. If you have any accusations before his arrival time, that's kind of like off the table, and that's like not really up for debate because he wasn't there. Okay, so anybody talking about once he got there and what happened afterwards, then we can discuss that. Okay, his arrival time, if you want to accuse him of things before he got there, that doesn't make sense because his flight time and arrival time doesn't align with it. And I'm not gonna have false things added to somebody, because trust me, when it all comes out, like even now when it all came out today with this, not today, but with this concierge statement, and he actually said that this happened and that happened, it actually matches up to what I've been saying. It matches up to what I said about the one of the Cabo contacting the concierge and the concierge referring to the doctor. And that's because I only go by receipts and the timeline of what happened. And that way, at the end of the day, when it's all done, I don't want to have accused somebody of something further or more than what they've done. So if Nazeer has done anything, I only want to accuse him of exactly that. I don't want to add anything to his name that he didn't do. And then at the end, I'll be wrong about that, right? So if you have anything you want to accuse him of after 2:17 p.m., then we can discuss it. But before then it's kind of like, you're not really going along with the receipts. And what I mean receipts, I mean verifiable receipts where you can pick up your phone tomorrow and call American Airlines yourself. I gave you the receipts. You call American Airlines yourself. You can use that record locator information. You can speak to the guest hub, and then they will tell you who took the flight and what time it arrived and departed. So everybody can verify that information. You don't have to just rely on me. So since that's a verifiable receipt and everybody can call and see and check on it, that means that cannot be denied. Okay. And then on top of that, we now have his receipt showing what time he actually put up to the villa, and it actually aligns with taking the flight there with the flight times. So that's why I said I'm not going to entertain that anymore on this channel. Other channels might entertain it, but I'm not going to entertain it. Now, anything y'all want to say after 2:17 p.m. Mountain Time for Cabo, then I will entertain, because that's still up for debate and up for discussion. Anything before then, I'm not going to put him there. Now, everybody else, I can put them there, and maybe as other people there as well, besides Nazeer on Friday, we can also add that to the discussion. But as far as Nazeer, we can only place him there at 2:17 p.m. Cabo time. And then what's his responsibility once he got there? Like once he saw Shanquella's condition, once he arrived at the villa, what's his level of responsibility from that moment on? We can't make him responsible for when he wasn't there. We can only make him responsible for when he was there. That's why I said I'm not going to entertain that, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be the one that said anything about him being there at a time he wasn't. So from 2:17 p.m. Cabo time, we can add responsibilities to Nazeer based on what we all think. Adding him that Friday and that early that Saturday morning is adding on something that is impossible. And like I said, if anybody wants to verify that, I gave the flight information. You can call yourself. And when everybody can call and get the same information, that's a real receipt. Okay. And we also keep in mind that when someone's on the airplane or flight, if you actually got on the airplane before, there's not so many things you can do as far as calling people and texting people and doing all that while you're in flight, while you're on the flight. So you have to remember, look at his flight times and pay attention to what times he was on the airplane and what can someone do when they're actually on the airplane as far as calling and texting and video and taping people or FaceTiming people and all that. So take into account when he's on a flight and what he could possibly do on a flight as far as communication goes. Okay, so take all this into consideration. Look over the timeline and everything else, and we can come back tomorrow for a discussion. Okay. Let's see. And my question is also mostly like suspicious. Like if I get there, I will be suspicious. Okay, so I definitely am going to look into that aspect of what after he arrived and was there any suspicions of the others, right? And that kind of thought processes goes into account. Okay. The Cabo 6 lab was a nervous lab that Janae probably was saying and bragging about alive and quell with her bare hands. Adrenaline was pumping through her arm. Okay, for this, we don't actually know what was said and also who all was laughing. Okay, we don't know what was said and who all was laughing at all. We don't know. Okay, so for this, we definitely cannot say and I wouldn't say nervous laughter. It could have been something else laughing about. We don't know what they were laughing about, who all was laughing. But I definitely wouldn't attach like, oh, nervous laughter or anything like that to it. These are things that we all don't know. This is going to like maybe speculation. Now, the concierge did say laughter, and to be honest, he would actually have to confirm who was in the room laughing and like, was it all of them or not all of them? So we have to also clarify that information. Who was laughing? Was it everybody laughing or was just some laughter or what was happening? To be honest, I would actually love to talk to the concierge since the statement is already out. Yeah. So I will actually sleep on this and think on the next move because we might have questions, but these questions might not be answered until court because me asking certain questions to certain people could jeopardize their job, but I don't want to do that. So it's best for us just to wait until more stuff is released, our statements are out. But what I can do is ask for clarification on statements that I already previously said. To me, I don't see any harm in asking for clarification. It's not really asking for additional information, it's for clarification on previous statements. Like this is what has been said in this article about you or in this statement that you've stated. Can you clarify what you meant by this? That's not additional information, right? So anyways, y'all let me know your thoughts. Yeah, Dejanay is definitely not anyone's favorite person. Definitely not. I don't think the concierge will take note of the laughter unless he noticed how odd and out of place. Yeah, he said I think he stepped out of the room to let him like have time to grieve or mourn, and then he heard laughter and he thought that was odd, right? Exactly. We don't know who was like, yeah, we don't know who all was laughing. Because like remember he said that when he gave Dejanay a hug, it was like I have to go back to it. But then he said there was a skinny girl who was crying, right? So that showed right there that he said there was that shows that there was two different emotions going on. Like Dejanay was cold, but then the skinny girl, who I believe is Elise, because she's the skinniest one. If you actually go look at that one picture, where is it? She's more slim, like slim thick. Winter's, to be honest, like more. She's bigger than Elise. Especially if you go look at their trip to Cancun, you can actually see their size is better. And their Cancun trip, they have a picture of them in the bathroom, and Elise with them. She's actually skinnier than her. Wait, hold on. No, Elise is like, she's slim, thick, whatever. She has curves, but she is like the skinniest one overall. And see, Winter is the third one down. Now, Elise is not in this picture right here, but the third one down is Winter, and you can see she's thicker, like bigger. Winter is bigger than Elise is. Do I have that other picture? So basically what I'm saying is that at that time, everybody wasn't everybody was not in the same mood. Like Dejanay was cold, and then Elise was crying, right? At that point when he hugged Dejanay. So when he walked out of the room, that doesn't mean that Elise went from crying to laughing. It could be somebody, it could be he said laughter, so it could be somebody else. Who knows? It could be just Dejanay laughing. It could be whoever laughed. We don't know who was laughing. I just had that video. Where is it? I just had that other picture of Elise. Let me pull up the video. Hold on. Let me pull up the video. Let me pull it up. This is all of them in the pool, and Winter is the first one in the red bathing suit right here. She's the one in the bathing suit, red. This is like the Cancun trip. Shanquella was not on the trip. The second person right here that I blurred out their face, I blurred out her face, and that's the time I didn't realize there was Elise until later on, because it was early on, okay? Now I know there's Elise. So the second person right there is Elise. And it's actually, that's kind of like a pink outfit that she has on Winter. But she's in a pool and it got wet, so it looks reddish or whatever. But I know when she was standing outside with that same thing on, it actually looked pinkish. And then that's Elise standing next to Winter. And then the next person was Joya, and she was actually slimmer at that time. and then that's Dejanay in the black. And they also have a picture of them standing outside as well with helmets on. So Elise is actually the skinniest one. This is them on the ATV, and of course there's Dejanay, and then Winter, and then Elise, like in the background a little bit, and then Joy Elise. Joy Elise has gained weight. This is in the bathroom right here. This is actually Winter, and next to her is Elise. This is in Cancun, okay? And as you can see, Elise is skinnier. And actually, to be honest, I think that what's her name had a BBL, because we actually go look at her Winter. We actually go look at her college things. She wasn't really had like this same shape, whatever. I think she had a BBL, and we actually see her in that pool swimming. It looks like she did get a BBL or something. But yeah, so Elise is actually the one that, to me, is in the article when they said the skinny girl was described. And remember, Elise had just lost her sister Anita Hyatt to the intimate partner homicide. Oh wait, hold on a second. I think I might have got somebody confused a little bit. Hold on. This is a different trip. This is Cancun. Because there's two people in the dresses. But I know that let me go look at the picture. Hold on. Let me go back again. I know there's two girls in those dresses. Hold on. I know that's Winter, but hold on.
Thank you.
Why I said that? Oh Lord, this video. Wait, that's I was like, because I don't like Winter, that's why I said it. Okay, so that's Winter shaking her first
one girl and living as a girl, okay? Ugly man face ass.
So crazy.
Bad. But anyhow, she has that orange helmet on her head. I don't have to tell y'all who that is. Okay. So
I need to stop. Anywho, so basically right here, to be honest, it looks kind of like, okay, so that's Elise. I might have mixed them up in that bathroom picture. I have to actually go back and see. But anyways, I do know that in the front right here in the white, that's Elise. And then in the pink right behind her is Winter. Right. And then we have, so she's Elise is actually like slim thick. And then we have Dejanay obviously in the yellow helmet back there. And then we have Joy Elise right here on the right hand side.
I will tell you what videos came from Cabo and which ones came from Cancun. Okay, Winter is the one with the pink helmet and the pink outfit up on the highlight. I posted pictures.
Okay, because Joy Elise also has braids. That's why I said I had to kind of same hairstyle. I have to look and see. But I do know that on the trip that they both, her and Joy Elise had these dresses on. Hold on. Yeah, maybe confusing me a little bit, to be honest. But I think that's Elise in the blue one. Child, and then I think that because she's taller than Joy Elise, I think that's her right there. But either way it goes, both of them are skinnier than Winter. Yeah, let me look at y'all comments. Yeah, both of these still are Joya and Elise are still skinnier than Winter is. So I think that that's Joya in the orangest one. Then the blue one is Elise. But let me go back to the concierge statement. But basically, he said the skinnier one is actually one that was crying, and then Dejanay was one that was cold. Yeah, so the blue one is the one in the blue is Elise, because Joy is the one that keeps filming everything. So the one in the blue is Elise. So that's Joya actually, right? With the orange, my bad. And then the one in the blue is one Elise. And as you can see, they're kind of like Elise is bigger than Joya right there at that time. Well, now Joya is bigger now, but I'm talking about at the time of the Cancun trip. And then Winter was actually thicker with like more stubbier arms. Okay, this is another picture. I mean, that video on the highlight contour. Okay, now let's go back to that concierge statement. So anywho, this is in and then we're going to go to, okay, let's go back to that concierge statement and look at the moves of the people that he said. Hold on. Where was it? Okay, this was somebody was talking about was somebody was coming in and from the house and calling by cell phone a relative of our friend in the United States using as a translator. But remember, this part here, y'all talking about calling a relative of our friend in the United States. Let me see this. I found a couple of municipal police officers talking to Blank in the parking area of the house, and one of the guests, who was of African-American descent, regular build, short hair, was coming and going from the house and calling by cell phone a relative, our friend in the United States, using as a translator. I saw the main client, Miss Jackson, making contact with the male guest and on several occasions entering and leaving the house. To me, I think that that's when what's his name? Could be possibly when Khalil was talking about contacting Shanquella's mother in the United States, which is a relative in the United States. And then she said, I also saw Miss Jackson making contact with the male guest. During this time, I'm waiting for Blank to tell me what to do, since he are my concierge team leader. And that's he's talking about concierge team leader is the manager, Giovanni. Let's see here. Okay, let me go back up. Now this is getting to the part. It says right here. Hold on. It says, during this time, I am waiting for Blank to tell me what to do. Okay, and it says right here. So I entered the house where I initially observed the guests, relaxed, calm, sitting in the living room area near the bar and dinner table. And let's see. It says, my purpose was to look for the main guest because Miss Jackson, my purpose was to look for the main guest, Miss Jackson, and give her my condolences. When I talked to her, I gave her my condolences. She thanked me and told me that they had talked to her friend's mother and mentioned that this was so fast. So exactly, that's what I'm saying before, that when they said they contacted a relative in the United States, it was probably Shanquella's mother, and that's who they had talked to. This was so fast to lose her in the instance for having had too much alcohol, so they're still going That's what they told Shanquella's mother, right? That it was too much alcohol in everybody, right? Including the concierge. I asked her if I could give her a hug, to which she said yes. And she gave me a very indifferent hug, very cold. And then it says, I saw a very sad guest, a skinny girl, and I saw that she was in pain. Okay, so that skinny girl, I believe, was Elise, who had just also lost her sister, Anita Hyatt, to due to intimate partner homicide, a violent crime. So I think that she was the one that was actually maybe crying. And then it says, I left that area and stayed outside the main entrance to give them space to mourn and grieve. Minutes later, I heard laughter. So I don't believe that everybody was in there laughing pretty much. I believe that some were probably laughing about something, but not all. And the reason I say that is because I doubt that Elise went from being in pain or showing like that, unless you would say she's faking it, to actually laughing. Now, do I believe that Dejanay went from being indifferent and cold to laughing? Yeah. About something, yeah. But we all don't know. We don't know. I don't know. And we also don't know about the others. The concierge will be able to answer this question. Right? Let's see. I approached Blank, who told me to leave to go back to my villas in Cabo San Lucas, that he will be in charge of following up and supporting the clients and authorities. So that concierge was told to pretty much leave. The manager said they will handle it. Right? And we all know, I already said it's Gio, and I showed you who Gio is. I said goodbye to the clients and left for Cabo San Lucas. And then he goes into the author. Okay. I'll read your comments and I will come back tomorrow. And we can have open discussion on this. Hold on. Let's see here. Yes, I believe Shanquella was to call with her emotionally. Did Elise try to stop the a fight, or should I say brutal attack, and she got beat up too? Is that why she was in pain? Just wondering. So I guess the concierge, the way he described it, is that Dejanay was like indifferent and cold, but then he observed another female, a skinny girl, that appeared to be in pain. And I being in pain, I think they was trying to remember this was actually translated. This was in Spanish and had to be translated. Okay, so in pain, I believe that they're saying that she was actually giving what he thought was like mourning or grief, or seemed to be troubled by it. And he said for Dejanay, hers was more of like cold and indifferent. And then for the skinny girl, he witnessed that she was in pain. Like that's more of somebody that what he would describe. Now, we don't know why she was in pain. It could be a combination, like I think Max said, of her sister and Shanquella mixed together. We don't know. But we do know that she was there during the brutal attack. Now, do we know if she was in the room or not? We don't know. But we do know she was there in the villa during a brutal attack, and it was too much noise and too much going on, commotion, for her not to know that a brutal attack occurred. Nope, there's no way that she can. She was there in the villa at that time. Now, we don't know who all was in the room. We know certain people that was in the room. We don't know all, right? Just remember when Winter was doing push-ups, the guy said all the abs, that collude, that it was something new for her. I actually need to go look at the old videos again. Like once you have new information, it's good to go and revisit old videos so you can see what you might have missed, or just to look around, right? Just to see. Someone needs to see if Joya had a ticket. Yeah, I never really looked into anything about Joya. But I do know that based on American Airlines, Nazeer did fly out on an employee ticket, some kind of employee vacation pass ticket or something like that. Yeah, Khalil was calling Shanquella's mother, so that's why I said that part. Someone was thinking that they were talking about calling Nazeer But remember, Nazeer was already there at that time. He arrived at 2 something. So by the time Shanquella passed away or whatever, he was there. So obviously that would have to be Shanquella's mother. Yeah, that's what I stated too, Madame. All right, y'all. So I will see y'all tomorrow. I will set up a time, and I also will have a call-in line and open chat. And pretty much I will try to have some videos ready that people might mention certain videos or pictures, and we can discuss this further. No, I don't think that she tried to. I don't believe that was an intervention. That was like a rumor that was spreading that it was an intervention. I doubt there was an intervention that she also got beat up by Dejanay. I believe that he's talking about when he says in pain, that means she was mourning. Remember, we have to go by the sentence. He said that when he hugged Dejanay, she was very cold and indifferent. And then he followed up and says a skinny girl was in pain. It's in the same sentence. So he was actually giving like a contrast. Like that one was cold and indifferent, but that was a skinny girl who was in pain. It's in the same sentence. I asked her if I could give her a hug, to which she said yes, and she gave me a very indifferent hug and very cold. And then so it's actually a separate sentence, but it says, and then he followed up and said, I saw a very sad guest. I saw a very sad guest, a skinny girl, and saw that she was in pain. So she was the one that was sad. He said she was sad and was in pain. That means that she was like mourning or showed signs of grief. So he was comparing the two. One girl was cold and indifferent, but there was a sad, skinny girl that was mourning. And that's when he said, I left the area and stayed outside the main entrance to give them some space to mourn and grieve. So he saw that one girl appeared to be sad and mourning, like in pain and in grief. And the other one was indifferent and very cold, but he nonetheless, he still left the space to give them time to mourn and grieve. But minutes later, he heard laughter. So he's like, he left, thought it was going to be like sadness in the room, but then he heard laughter. He didn't describe, like he didn't say who was laughing though. But we can't say all of them were laughing because he just said that one person was in there, was very sad and appeared to be grieving. So I don't think everybody was laughing. We don't know. So we can't really say all were laughing until we actually find out who all was laughing. And everybody's mood. He only now I wish he gave everybody's mood, but he only gave those two moods, right? Yes, go ahead and hit the like button. Thank you for joining us. Please hit the like button to keep this video in the algorithm, and it's a great way to support Dani or her channel. Yes, it's free 99. Yes, so that's how you can support my channel for free. Yeah, the court will be able to hear all of their stories and everything that happened. Malik is the one with hair. They may have described them as red. Yeah, we're definitely going to look at the video of them at the table and everything else. Yes, this is what I believe. The concierge made that she was in emotional pain. Yes, thank you for that's emotional. Yes, everybody some rest. Mod, can you out one more time? Document link, and that'll be it for tonight. Yeah, and also we don't know who all was in the room. From my examination, of me looking at it, it looks like it was 3 people in the room recording, but they didn't actually give a full like 360 of the room to see if anybody else was there. But nonetheless, even if one person was outside the room, which I do believe that probably at least was outside of the room, like not in the room at this time, I think that I do believe that she was in the villa and she knows what happened. But that would be part of like omission and cover up, because she's in that villa, and I do believe that she heard what was going on, knows what happened, and then helped to cover it up, should I say, and not speak on it. Yeah. So for that, yeah, I don't believe that she was in the room with the whole thing. And actually, I don't know, because remember, we only saw 17 seconds. They didn't do like a 360 span of the whole room. And also there could be additional like recording like of the whole brutal attack on Shanquella. And at that point, she could have came into the room. So we don't know. We don't know. Yeah, some people have their own opinion, Miss Deborah, of whether it was winter recording or at least. However, if you actually go watch my previous video I just made, if you're actually new to this channel, I don't know if you're new or not, but I just made a video and we examined the person next to Malik. And if you actually look at the stature of the person and like their hands and everything else that describes in their skin complexion, it actually goes with more of winter. So at first I wasn't like 100% sure that's winter, but now that I examined and look at other previous videos, I would say watch my last video. And then you'll probably see that it's actually probably winter that's standing next to Malik. So I'm really not going to. At first, I actually was kind of like, maybe it's Elise or winter, maybe 90% winter, maybe 10% Elise. But now that I look at the skin complexion and how the hair kind of stubby and short, and then the arms, then I realize it's actually winter. And we went over this picture of winter, her complexion, and some other pictures, but I don't have it no longer on my computer. I took it off. But yeah, and this picture right here, and then in the video of her on, but I would just say watch my previous video because I don't really have time to go over that, but we discussed that in great detail in my last video, to why we all think it's winter. Well, the majority think it's winter. We went over that. Yeah. Okay, welcome. Welcome. Yeah, we're not just going by that. I would say, Miss Deborah, watch my last video and then give me your thoughts, okay? And the reason I say watch my last video is because we discussed this for like we talked about it like for an hour. So go watch my last video, the one right before this one. Watch that in great detail and then come back with questions. And then maybe some of your questions will be answered. So have you watched my last video? And I think, to be honest, I actually might start doing that, to where if someone asks a question or says something, I need them to watch the previous video. So watch my previous video on talking about winter and who's standing next to Malik. And make sure you watch that before tomorrow, okay? So make sure you, and I also have a playlist. I have a playlist as well. So make sure you watch some videos in my playlist. But definitely tomorrow, number one, read over the document that I have presented to you all. And number two, I need you all to watch the last video where we discussed who's next to Malik in the video and why I think it's winter. So watch those two videos and then we'll come back tomorrow to discuss everything. That way everybody will be on the same page as far as what I'm talking about. And that way I don't have to refresh anything. Because when I do refreshers, and then it takes up time for everybody that's already caught up. Okay. Welcome. Thank you for joining my channel, Ladam, Sweet Tea. Thank you so much for coming a member. Welcome to the Avengers. Well, the second home of the Avengers. Yes, thank you for joining. And yes, good night, everybody. It says, I love this channel because Dani is a very good investigator that asks the right questions. Yeah, I try to get the questions we want, but I also have to be careful on how I go about it, because once somebody stops talking and then we don't get any more answers, so then that defeats the whole purpose of looking into things, right? Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and play the video one more time at the end because some people arrive late. Nazeer arriving to the villa. It's only 9 seconds long, and pretty much the video is self-explanatory. It pretty much just goes when he arrives. It zooms in to show you the video gallery time of October 29th at 2:17 p.m. It also zooms and spans out It also shows you the driver's infotainment center, which also has the time, not the date on it. And it also shows like his mood when he arrived at the villa, when he's about to pull up. And so basically what you need to do with this information is to say that he was pulling up to the villa at 2:17 p.m. So that's his arrival time. Also, for anybody that wants clarification, you can feel free to use the information that I posted, the receipts of his boarding pass, to contact American Airlines yourself and verify his flight time, because that's information that's readily available to anybody that calls and asked to speak to a customer service representative, and the customer service representative will then put you on hold and talk to their help desk. And the reason they have to talk to their help desk is because they only have access to current flight information within the last 24 hours. Anything after the 24 hours of the flight is now put into the database in old records in the archives, and then it has to be pulled by someone else. So everyone can verify the flight time. So that's why I've said I'm not going to go over flight discrepancy anymore, because that can be verified by anybody with the information I presented. And yeah, so let's play this video, and then after the video ends, the video automatically ends. And have a great night. And I appreciate everybody for supporting my channel and joining. And to support the channel, make sure you hit the like button. And again, I apologize for being late. I have overextended myself and I kind of burn out, and I actually definitely need to refresh. So that's why I will set this video for tomorrow night. And I won't set it for too late. It'll be just enough time so everybody can join in. And with that, have a great and blessed night.
You hearing? Dot. You hearing? Dr. Dre. You hearing? You hearing? Dr. Dre. You hearing? Dr. Dre. You hearing? Dr. Dre. You hear him? Dr. Dre. You hear him? Dr. Dre.